Hey, friend, have you ever heard of the negativity bias? That is, our brain's tendency to pay attention to things that are negative. It's a safety mechanism that's built into our wiring system so that we can be alerted to that which might be a threat. It could be harmful for us. But one of the things that it can cause us to do, if we're not intentional about it, is we can find ourselves dwelling on the things that are unhelpful or that are threatening or that are negative kind of in our world and in our life to the neglect of the things that are praiseworthy and good in our life. There's a principle within NIC, or neuroscience informed Christian counseling. We talk about go with good. And what that principle reminds us to do is to give attention to the positive changes that are happening in our life, in our experience. Positive doesn't necessarily mean immediately feels good. Sometimes positive means making a tough decision to do something different than we have done before that ultimately leads to the kind of life that we want to have, that leads to true happiness. It's a decision in the right direction, and we want to reinforce it because it's good even if it's uncomfortable in the present. For example, if we are choosing to lean into grief and acknowledge some loss in our life and feel the sadness through to completion, well, that sadness isn't necessarily what we want to be feeling in a given moment, but it's good because God designed us to mourn and to grieve the losses that we experience in our life and to allow others into our life to hold those things with us so that we can process them through to completion. And on the other side, feel relief, feel peace, feel joy, even experience wisdom and a gain in wisdom from the experience that we've gone through. And we miss out on all of that if we get stuck in grief instead of moving through it. And so choosing to lean into rather than avoid things that are hard or feel tough is actually good. And we want to reinforce that. And we want to feel proud around that and cheer one another on in those things. Because as we reinforce or snag the brain in the direction of doing those healthy things, we become healthier and we mature into the true happiness that Jesus designed us for. So let me encourage you, go with good, lean into, focus on, and develop those thoughts and habits and patterns that are going to produce maturity and true happiness in your life, and you won't regret it. And Cassie and I are cheering you on as you mature into true happiness.